Welcome to a new chapter on the Life of Tim channel. You may notice it's now been renamed to More Trucker Tim and Bengineer. And the reason for that is I'm now going to be at HQ full time. So that's going to involve me filming a bit more of what I do in the workshop and uploading on this channel now. So you'll have little catch-ups on Trucker Tim's channel, but this channel will be more of what I'm doing, more in depth of what I'm doing. Try and make it as entertaining as I can, but obviously trying to remain a professional fabricator at the same time. Don't know how that's going to work, because I do think it's going to be boring, but who knows, I may find my niche in the market of YouTube. So I'm at the workshop today, got the first truck in. This is actually day 2 of being full-time at TTHQ. Yesterday we went and picked up the first job in, and I got pricing a few jobs yesterday. So all in all, it was a very productive day yesterday. Seems to be going okay. I'm in the crafter. You probably haven't even seen the crafter on this channel yet anyway. So TT's bought a crafter for me so we can run stuff about it, no dirt, call outs or whatever. So I'm going to take you in the workshop now and show you what the first job is. I've got a lot of jobs to do, i.e. I want to get the simulator finished, I want to get the FH finished, I also want to get the 4 series finished. Now the 4 series is a long project. That's not going to be done in a few months, I can assure you of that, no matter what I'm doing. I've got that much work coming in, or people inquiring about work. If I actually get it all, I might have to have other people here help me out, because it's crazy. It's crazy. So getting on to today's jobs. If you go and have a look over on Trucking Sound's YouTube channel, he'd done a little episode on his new build of a fire truck. He took it to Lombardo's, Sean, who inspected it over the pit, and they discovered the chassis was rotten. So upon seeing this, I could see Ant was devastated, if Ant's facial expression ever changes from grumpy to devastated. So me being a fool at times, put in the comments, yeah, we'll get that welded up, no problem. So we went and picked it up yesterday, had a proper look underneath it last night, and she is doom and gloom. However, I'm the kind of bloke, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So here is the beast. Here is the beast. We have, I jacked this up last night, we have good clean chassis, and I mean unbelievably clean chassis for its age, from the very front up to the body. Literally at that point there, it starts going downhill badly. So what I've agreed with Ant is I'm going to unbolt the back. So how this works, I believe, is, I'm no expert on fire engines, but I believe there's a big water tank in the middle, and then you've got toolboxes bolted either side of it. So my plan is to unbolt this side, lift this off, unbolt the other side, lift that off, and then I can get to the bolts to get the tank out, take that off separate. And then we've got fresh chassis, and then Ant wants to come down and see. He knows it's bad. I'm actually considering cutting the chassis, joining it there with a fresh piece of chassis, if I can find some. Even the leaf springs have rotted through. I can't believe how rotten it is. But we'll see. We'll get the body off. I'll talk to the camera as much as I possibly can. This is all new to me. This is all new to me, innit? So trying to do a work job that I get paid for and film it at the same time by myself. I've got no one to bounce off. Tim's not going to be here, so can't complain there, can we? I've got some ideas while I've been off with my injured foot. I've just sat there brainstorming and putting weight on. That's the two things I've done. So I want to try a few different ideas just to mix it up. So one week I thought I want to get the truck simulator done. So get that done, and then I've got a challenge I can do in there. I want to spend 24 hours in a truck sim. So, but to get the sim done, I'm waiting on decals to be done. So you need to get that decaled up, and then I can finish that off. Then I may need help from maybe you guys, because there's a bit of screen setting up. We never quite got it 100% before. It was at the point where it was all right for us, but this is way above my head. So that's something we're going to have to get someone to look into doing. And then obviously this is a big priority. I just want to get all these jobs finished that started, so I can then focus on that one. Now that is the big plan. I'm not daft if I'm also working through the day. How am I going to achieve all this? Well, I can be here full time now. I can be here day and night if needs be. However, if I need to get more help in to do certain jobs while I'm doing other jobs that need doing for content, then why not? We will go for it. So, I hope you enjoy whatever it is I achieve today. The side's coming off. I know it's bolted down there. That top bit will be bolted to there. Underneath, you've got framework that's underneath and that sits on there, so we'll have bolts through there, and I know there'll be bolts down the front, through there, and I dare say through the back. And I can already see there's a bolt there, and that back piece comes up at an angle and then it straightens out, so there'll be bolts all the way along the top. Yeah, and I can see it just up there, all along there. So it'll probably be easier for me to cut them off. But if we come up the back here, I could undo these bolts, lift the top checker plate off, and then I can see inside and see what else is in there holding it. I've already got the nut gun up here. This is what top of a fire engine looks like. Nothing special. So yeah, I'm going to undo these bolts and then lift this off. Problem I've got at the minute, Edwina the forklift's not here, so she's gone away for a bit of blast and paint. So now I need to do work. I'm struggling a bit. Looks like it's all stainless fittings, so they're not rusty, which is good. You got an auto lube system. So for those who don't know, auto lube, that's your greaser. You fill your grease pot up, and all these little lines that come out of it, little grease lines, and they go to all different grease points around the truck, and that'll keep a continuous pressure on there, so that keeps greasing it up. I was going to say that's a hydraulic tank, but I'm not so sure. This is clearly a massive water tank. Oh, you're part of the party as well. Right. Now stripping this down is a lot bigger job than I thought it was going to be, because I was hoping to just go underneath, take the body mounting bolts off, lift the whole thing off in a one. However, since getting it back, I've discovered that the leaf springs on the axle do that, and the side toolboxes around it like that, so the spring operates in that region, so you can't lift it up because the pocket stops you from lifting it up. So that's why I'm having to take one side off, slide it outwards, and then lift it up. Same with that side, and then the middle is just straight up. Maybe a bit naive of me thinking it'd be like any other commercial body I've worked on. Get this lifted out. So that tray sits on these rails, so hopefully I can leave them rails on. I think I've just got to pop them screws out. A few little tech screws. Yeah, little tech screws in there. And them, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I can lift that out. But first I'm going to move that alley out of the way to make that a bit safer, because I'm all about safety. So there's a water tank, which looks like it's held in with ratchet straps, but I don't believe that. Right, we'll see the lifting eyes for the tank. Right, time to get the rear frame out for the doors. Get that out of the way so we can get in and out and see what we're dealing with. So on the frame is a bit welded off. 2 bolts in there, 2 bolts in there, and then up the top 2 bolts there. But the other side of the bolts are, there's one, and then you'll have one behind that rubber, and then down the bottom you've got a bolt there and a big bolt behind that. So everything is working against me on that one at the minute, because it's only me here by myself. So it's a bit tricky. So I think what I'll do, I'm going to pull that forward here in the middle, so I'll be able to get around the other side. That'll give me more space to come around this side, and then plenty of space at the back, because I can open and shut a door, and we can get a forklift all the way around the outside and back in that way if needs be. However, wasn't very fun jacking that cab up yesterday, so I'm wondering whether I could move it in said position. Now I have got the brace bar in there. Let's just give it a go and see what happens, I suppose. There you go, that's proof. You can drive a fire engine without putting the sirens on constantly every 5 minutes. Who would have thought it? Right, just had a bit of a clothes change. Put my overalls on because I don't want to be getting in my van later on dirty. I'm now going underneath because I need to see how this can come off, because I'm getting very impatient at the minute. I'm just going to crawl underneath. If there's anything worth talking about under there, I'll come out and let you know, and then I'll take you under there. I'm going to take you under there so I can show you how rotten this chassis is. It's unreal. That chassis rail comes along and then blows out in the side, and then comes back to the spring hanger. But this is it is just completely crumbling. It's delaminated bad in there. So, and once the body off so we can see how bad the chassis is. I don't think he needs the body off to see how bad the chassis is, but I shall continue on. There's no patch in that chassis. That chassis is kaput. Start taking off things like This pipe here, that's fixed to the side but also to the pump, so I've got to take the mount off there, get out of the way, so when this side goes out there's nothing still attached. I've got the wiring for rear light clusters up top and all the side lights. That all runs through there somehow, so I've got to unwire that. And then I've got all bolts across the bottom there and there to get that bottom pan out, but obviously I can't get on the other side. Same around here, it's a lot of it all the way down there, so instead of just struggling continuously, decided I'm going to leave that in there, just cut off everything I can. I did just off camera take this side panel out here, cut through this water pipe, and don't want them anymore, so they're coming out. You got the air rewind for the reel, so I traced all the air lines back and I've actually got some stop taps inside there, turned them off, and then I was able to cut the pipe so no air come leaking out. So I think it is just go through the centre. I'm going to disconnect as much of that pump in there as I can. That prop shaft down there, that needs taking off as well. So that's the prop shaft from the gearbox to the pump. But to be honest, I'd like to get the sides off, lift the water tank out, and then take the pump off last, because I think that'd be so much easier to get to once everything else is off out of the way. So I've just got to focus on all them wiring looms that come up, unplugging them, dropping them back down, because they're all fixed to that side. They've got hoses there as well. Fill point. So they're fill points for the tank. So they've got to come off. But Ant said to me, he said, don't mess about. He said, just hack through absolutely everything. Oh my God. That is grim. I'm glad I checked that before I just cut through them pipes. Oh. Why? Why? Just another problem we've got to contend with. I already know what sort of job this is going to be. Got all these junction boxes in it. Got to unplug all them and... well, it'd be fun trying to work out what's what, wouldn't it? Anyway, going to get back to it. Start stripping down as much as I can. Seems I'm being ruthless here. These screws here, well, bolts, countersunk bolts, may just be able to discut the nuts off on the inside. Yeah, I think I'll do that, and then I can drop that pan out the bottom. I think I need to jack that up, pull it this way, drop that end down and back through. Let's give that a go, see what happens. So then that out, makes it easier. I've got to try and cut them bottom bolts out. Yeah. Then I'll get that out of frame out. Not been an easy one. So tomorrow should be a lot more productive day. Got a telehandler coming tomorrow after lunch, so I can start
lifting these off. Not going to be too far off of that, I don't think. At the time I'll take this rear frame out. Yeah, get that out, get them through cross members out, unbolt the front, and then I've got some bolts to do underneath. So shouldn't be too far away really. I think I'm probably going to call that a day. If not, I'm just wasting the time, just struggling to do everything and not really getting enough done. So I think I'm going to tidy my tools up, because my plan is make sure tools go away at the end of every day. Keep on top of that, so we keep a nice tidy workshop. Watch this space. I'm good at saying it, but am I good at doing it? The answer to that is no. Day 2 of the fire truck strip down. Hopefully today I'll have a more productive day. Yesterday wasn't too happy with what I didn't achieve, should I say. I have got a helping hand coming later on though. He's busy this morning, so he's going to come just before dinner, get all them bolts out, and then I've got a telehandler coming this afternoon, so I can start lifting off. So, frame off this morning, that's my plan. Disconnect all the lights, get them wires out, pipe's done. This here, as we see yesterday, nasty. I'm just going to cut around there, unbolt them, take them through so I don't have to take taps off, and then draining that isn't going to be my problem. And then this afternoon, when the helping hand gets here, unbolt that and then just start lifting off. Content side of it is a bit new for me. I'm just seeing what works. I'll be waiting for feedback off Tim to say, yeah, that bit was alright, that bit wasn't. So I'm just going to keep trying different things, get a bit of feedback from him. I think today I'll be mainly setting up the camera from a distance so you can see an overall what I'm doing, and we'll go from there. Hopefully it's a productive day and I get this strip down and I can get Anti so he can make a call on what he wants to do with it. First job of the day, got to grind these heads off the screws. They've got a nut on the other side, can't get to it, so I'm just going to grind them off. That'll get painted anyway once it's back on, so it don't matter if I slightly mark it. Just got that cross member at the top there to whip out. I think I've got to take this plate out here because that's connecting that side to that side. I think, looking at this control panel, that's all mounted off the pump, so that will stay there. So I don't have to mess about with that. Looks like they don't look like rivets to me, they look like monobolts. So I'm gonna have to grind them out because drilling them out is not fun. And then I think that cross member at the top, I'm just going to cut through there because he wants a roof on top here, so it's all level, one height. So I'm going to cut that out because I'll end up putting my own cross members in there, I think. That's the cross member out. So we've just got the front cross piece there that goes all the way down the front to the chassis, and then at the back here, unfortunately, we've got a frame bolt across the subframe and comes up there, down there. So I've got to unbolt them. I'll do that in a bit when my labour gets here, because that's a 2-man job. And we'll do the same at the front. And we've got a lot of bolts through the bottom into the framework that goes across the chassis, which isn't going to be fun because most of them bolts are rotted out. Yeah, you can't wait. So you rejoin me. I've just about to take one side locker off, the offside. I've had a right job. My labour turned up. We've managed to get everything out, and as you can see, I haven't recorded it because it was a nightmare of a job, and all I kept doing was jumping from up top, down underneath, up top, over there, down there, back underneath, cut bolts, everything else. Pun? Huh? It's literally took all day to get these unbolted, but I do believe we're just about ready to get that side off. Finally, it's off. Insides of that, and the rotten chassis in question. Let's just give it a little tap to see how bad it is. It's not actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. Oh, maybe it is. Chassis rotten. Absolutely rotten. Oh dear. Yeah, unbolt them, and that whole centre section comes off in one hit. With the lifting eyes up there and there. Of course, it's been a lot of work to get that one side off. A lot of work. I'm going to move this over this side of the workshop so I can get the forklift around the other side. You take camera.
Yeah, go on then. Not the back.
Must have knocked that over.
Must have been the wind.
She got a bit of frost damage. I think she was left with water inside her and she froze up and blew up. Never in my life seen rotten leaf springs like that. Oh God. Ant's gonna love this when he comes to see it. I think he's planning on coming tomorrow. Anyway, it's nearly home time, so that'll do. At least I got one side off. Happy days. Back on with it tomorrow. Join me back the next day with a fresh trim. The beard is gone. And we're back on with a fire truck. Got to whip the other side off this morning. And then he's coming down in a few hours to have a look at it. If I get the tank off, I'll get the tank off. If not, he's not too fussed about that. He just wants to see it without the sides. So yes, she's looking a bit sorry for herself. I've got to roll around underneath cutting bolts off, and that is tricky to film because it's all bolted through the bottom there. The bolts are rusty, rotten, got step ladders. The bolts are, as you can see, just corroded, so I just went underneath with disc cutter, cut that off. So I've got to cut through them, both sides, and then we've got lifting eyes on top, so I'm going to put chains through there, pick the whole thing and take it off. But whether I get that bit done before Ant gets here, I don't know yet. There you go, that's that off. Let's have a look at the chassis here. Phew. Oh my god. It's not looking good. It is not looking good at all. However, Ant is the customer on this one, and if he wants me to do it, I'll do it, but he will make that decision today when he gets here. Right, it's time to cut through the bolts, get that tank off. I'm in a rush now, just want to get it done. Ant don't want that tank, so I'm just hacking through it. So I've come through here because I didn't want to damage these brackets, because I still need them when it all goes back together, so I didn't want to damage these. On here, I won't need these because Ant's not putting the water tank back in it, so it didn't matter if I damaged them, so they'll come off because that'll be a new bit of chassis roll, providing he wants me to continue on with it. We got prop shaft from the pump up to a centre bearing there, prop shaft to the gearbox there. Then you've got, that's a drain hose out the water tank. You've got various other hoses and pipes. Just going to cut through the lot because I've disconnected it up front in the junction box. And then we got the two pump feeds here. I don't know whether one's a feed and one's a return into the water tank, or whether they're both. I think they might be both feeds actually. So, but the pipe is coming off them anyway, so I can continue lifting on that. But it's just this here. I didn't know whether that would come out on the sliders or not if I kept lifting, but that may also be wishful thinking. I'm glad I checked that before I just cut through them pipes. I'm glad I checked that before I just cut through them pipes. I'm glad I checked that before I just cut through them pipes. Oh no! Turns out the water tank was full, but the foam tank wasn't. Well, I'm not even going to try and stop that because it's not going to stop. What an absolute... I'm just going to carry on and crack on. Absolutely great. I have to say, we all make mistakes sometimes. I could leave it out, but I'd much rather you see the mistakes that happen in everyday occurrences. Well, this isn't an everyday occurrence, but this is a mistake on me. So, I checked the levels in the water tank. The water tank was empty. What I didn't check was what I can only assume is for the foam agent they add into the foam piece, because it's everywhere and I now have to clean this up. I'm expecting ant here any time now, so I've got to crack on and lift this off, so I'm going to crack on with that. What an absolute nightmare. That's got that off anyway. I'd like to move it out of here so when Ant comes he can actually have a proper look round it without swimming around in crap. Nothing on this job has gone easy at all. Nothing. Oh, oil dry I'm going to have to put down is unreal. The man himself has arrived. And I don't like fire engines.
What seems to be the problem then?
Today's problem.
No, just the problem.
No, today's problem. Can you not see the massive leakage under there?
It looks like you brought the Magnum out.
Well, I checked the water tank.
Full of water?
Empty. So I lifted it off, cut through a pipe. The foaming agent in the front was full.
Oh yeah, it said it on the back, on the lights.
Cheers for that.
You know the little...
Yeah.
The back?
It's still on there. The lights are still on there. But anyway, this is like thick black sludge.
So, if you had a fire, you're going to be alright.
The concrete is now fireproof.
What's that smell?
That is that.
Why are you sweating?
I've been sweating for 3 days non-stop. Go to the other side, it's cleaner. The floor anyway. It has its good points, it has its bad points.
Bloody hell.
When I say it's got its good points and its bad points,
What's a good point?
well, you get some scrap money back from the scrapyard.
Stinks, doesn't it?
It's like maggots.
It smells bad.
Rotten maggots.
The engine's alright though, isn't it?
Do you know, that starts up lovely. It's a bit tricky to drive it with a cab up like that, but I got the hang of it.
How's the stripping down of the fire engine been going?
Not good. Not good at
Good
all.
job of it so far. It's a little bit, what's the word, messy.
What pipe did you cut then? Oh, the one off the front of the tank there.
Yeah, so there's two tanks. There's one right at the top here, that one there, just there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and that's what's caused all this.
Yes.
It's the, what is it called? The what?
The foaming agent.
Foaming agent.
I believe it. I'm no
It is,
fireman,
no, if you
believe it
look-
or not.
I don't know.
Where is the back?
Here, it's on the back.
If you'd have checked, see that? That light was on up here, which indicates that that's full up.
Feels weird seeing that
Lovely.
fire light.
Lovely. However, I'm one of these people that just
I can see, yeah.
hem in, get it
It's
done.
a little bit strange seeing our fire in two, like, whole feet.
3p, the water tank's outside.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you just drift past it.
Oh, let's see, you've got your spill get out.
Yeah, I'm going all properly. I'm going to get a company in to pump this out now. Yeah, so they build these very back to front, I've noticed. It's not as simple as I thought it'd be, of unbolt them and then take the whole thing off. Because, see this pocket here?
Yeah.
That goes.
Right. Oh, right. So you couldn't just lift it.
You can't just lift it straight up. You have to bring it outside. So that's why you got to split them down the middle. And that one's
It's a learning curve for you, though, isn't it?
yeah, I've learned a lot. So the lesson I've learned is, when watching YouTube videos, keep my mouth shut and don't leave any comments.
I think you've done all right, to be fair.
Needs two cross members. It needs, I feel, a set of leaf springs, because they are very rope. I'm going to use the word rope. This side isn't as bad as that, so I think that side they're starting to flake away. Then you obviously got brake channel. Your prop shaft's gone rotten. There.
Do you need one of them all then?
Oh my god. The rust just keeps appearing everywhere.
Does it need a prop shaft as well? What's wrong with that?
Easier to say what it is in the rust.
It's only surface rust, ain't it?
And there's a point where you've got to stop saying surface rust and realising a fatal disease.
Does that need a new prop shaft?
Nah, nothing wrong with that. That's solid.
Right. This wants a coat of paint.
That'll fix it. Coat
I'm
of
going to
paint.
bring you a big 5-gallon drum of hammerite, and that's going to fix most of this. If we put some hammerite on that. So,
So what do you want to do then, Ant? Big decision.